We will understand what is about the F block elements. In F block elements, there is lanthanide and actinides. This segment is especially for standard 12 students as the exams are approaching. As we know that F block element has arisen from D block, and we get a series of D block elements like 3D, 4D, 5D and 6D. 5D and 6D standards are being separated with 14 elements in each row has been summoned as F block element. It's lanthanides and actinides, out of which uranium is the only material which is used as a transuranium. So it is actually known as the generative material for different kinds of elements which are discovered later on. What happens? People usually say it is very easy for a country which is having a uranium to develop an atomic bomb, or we called it as nuclear bomb. It may be hydrogen bomb also. It's not so easy. When you get uranium, you have to enrich uranium. You get uranium in the form of U-238. I'm repeating, U-238. The atomic number of uranium is 92 and its atomic mass is 238. Atomic mass means number of protons plus number of neutrons, which stands in nucleus and which is the heavy mass. Now, if we use uranium directly into a nuclear bomb and detonate it around 100 feet or 10 feet, we will not get the original impact and the temperature which is required for a mass devastation. So what is needed is that you have to enrich uranium into 3 or 4 different forms to obtain a proper temperature, a proper energy, so that they generate. First of all, some neutronic particles, lighter particles, are bombarded on uranium-238 to obtain first, that's been separated as uranium-232. U-232 can be used for lighter bombs like strategic bombs. They are usually used for strategic nuclear strikes, where a particular area is being, you can say like we can destroy a particular area or a particular segment of a particular country to obtain as much advantage we can obtain in a war-like situation. Again, uranium-232 being bombarded with lighter hydrogen particles. This hydrogen particle splits it further into a new element known as neptunium. This neptunium is generally used for nuclear energies, like to generate electricity. Neptunium is a kind of material which provides huge amount of energy with a high amount of temperature, which actually helps for the boilers to boil water and to rotate the turbines. Again, the neptunium is bombarded with another lighter hydrogen neutronic particle. Now this neutronic particle can be of hydrogen also, can be of different other materials also. Now it again gets converted into a very subtle and a very light material, but in a heavy mass, that is known as plutonium. Now this plutonium is used widely in mass devastation. Like ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, are loaded with the warheads which are made up of plutonium. Plutonium can create huge amount of temperature around 2 lakh to 2.5 lakh degrees Celsius within 30 seconds. If it's been hit on the proper target into the center of the city. That means it will generate around 12 kilometers huge mushroom cloud. It will be in the atmosphere around 12 kilometers of height. That's a huge height with huge amount of energy. And around 136 kilometers of radius will be affected with heavy radiation. Now, if we use plutonium with 2 subatomic particles or 2 subisotopes of hydrogen, then we can generate a hydrogen bomb, which can increase such an amount of energy that the person which is in the vicinity of 5 kilometers of area will be vaporized. So when you get vaporized, that means nothing is left out. Even your DNA also gets destroyed. So people usually say that it's very easy for a country is having a lot more of uranium, they can do it. But the main technology which is required is to enrich it. For instance, let's take a simple example. I'm wearing this cloth. right? This is a shirt which I am wearing. This shirt is made up of a material known as cotton. I cannot take cotton into a raw form and just stitch it into a kind of shirt, a kind of fabric. I need to process it. I need to clean it. I need to make it into yarns. Then only I can use this kind of material for shirts, t-shirts and different kinds of materials. So the point behind is that everything needs to be enriched. So F block element, whenever you study, always focus on uranium, because uranium is known as the mother of all the elements. Whatever elements we are seeing in the F block element have arisen from uranium itself. So uranium is plenty in Africa, in Russia, somewhat in India also, and in China. Asian countries, Eastern countries are having a lot more of uranium as compared to Western countries. Western countries now are having nuclear capability because they purchased all the uranium from Africa. So the basic point is that Africa is having a lot more potential regarding uranium, but the unexplored part and the unexplored region, due to the insurgencies and the governments are not recognized by international level, as well as the governments are not stable. So the leadership doesn't allow a lot more of uranium. So I must say, being a science teacher, uranium should not be used for any kind of nuclear devastation, but they should be used for energy production, for electricity, for providing cheaper source of energy to various people. So in the next video, I will go ahead and tell you about the dark matter and the white matter. Also, I'll explore you some of the continental problems which are required for the extraction of uranium also. With this thought, have a nice day.